This is Yoel Schonfield, Young Israel of Kew Gardens Hills. These words are being said Motzei Shabbos of Pashas Vayera. Quite frankly, I'm a little shaking and reeling from the news that we just heard about this awful shooting in the synagogue in Pittsburgh. I'm sure everybody is shaking as I am just to hear this awful tragedy. I don't know what news will develop by the time you may be receiving this or seeing this. Right now, what we do know is 11 people have been killed in that synagogue. Now I'm hearing there was a bris going on. I don't know what's true, what's not true, but the news is just shocking and too awful that this can happen in this country of the United States of America, which was once a proud, great, wonderful country, and it still is. But my thoughts turn to those people in Pittsburgh and really to Jews everywhere, and certainly Jews in this country. And my thoughts of relating to the Parsha of Chayei, I was really intending on saying something directly related to what I'm about to say, but they're geared a little bit different now. And we find as Eliezer Eved Avraham is on the search for a shidduch, a proper shidduch for his master's son Yitzchak, and ultimately he goes to the well, and we know the story. He meets Rivka. But very fascinating is that it says in Perek Chav Daled, Pasuk Yud Ches, or actually I should say, I'm sorry, it's in Pasuk Yud Zayin, Vayaratz Eved Likrasa, he runs towards her. Eliezer runs towards her, towards Rivka. Vayom Hagmiini Nomat Mai Mikadech. And Rashi tells us, the water came up, it greeted her from the well, it sort of overflowed towards her, came right to greet her. So you have to think, well, if Eliezer sees this happening, this water is coming up, defying gravity, and coming up towards this young girl, that should be it right there. It's a great miracle. There's nothing more to think about. This is the obvious shidduch. His dreams have been realized. The deal should be done. This is the perfect shidduch for Avram and his son Yitzchak. God sent a very clear and direct signal that this is a special young girl. So why does he even bother testing her and seeing her and testing if she's gonna take care of him, feed him, and give the animals to drink, the gemalim to drink? Why go further with the whole exercise? You should just completely run towards Lavan and Besuel and get the deal done. Water jumped out to greet her. But it seems that you see from here that miracles alone don't mean anything. Miracles can happen for all kinds of reasons and to all kinds of people. It's the midos, the character, that really counts the most. So as impressive as it was, and it may have been a signal, and God winked at him and said, look a little further into this girl. But that was not the end all, the fact that she had this great miracle occur. And we find later on, as Eliezer is recounting the story of how he met Rivka at the well, and talks to Besul, talks to Lavan, talks to the family gathered, and the entire dialogue between Eliezer and Rivka is recounted. And he starts telling us in Perek Chav Daled, Pasuk Mem Beis, V'hava Yom Ala Ayin, V'omar Hashem Elokei Adoni Avraham, etc., etc. The whole dialogue is recounted. And Rashi notes that in the famous Rashi. Amar Rabbi Acha, Yafa Sichason Shel Avdei Avos Lefnei Hamakom Mitarason Shel Banim. More praiseworthy is the discussion, the dialogue, conversation of the servants of our forefathers. More so, it's more precious to Hashem than Taraso Shel Banim, than the Torah that's eventually going to descend from the descendants of these of the Avos. Sharei Parsha Shel Eliezer Kafula B'Torah. It's completely reenacted, re-recorded in the Torah. Twice we hear just about the same story, the same dialogue, as Eliezer repeats exactly what happened, and that's recorded in the Torah between his conversation with Rivka. V'harbe gufei Torah lo natnu ela b'remiza, but yet so many important details of the Torah and mitzvahs in the Torah were only given with a slight little hint, a remiza, and that's all we get. I think what we see from here, when it says Yofa Sichashim Sel Avdei Avos, that tells you that what is important more so than all the Torah that we can learn. This is what Rashi is telling us, is how do we conduct ourselves? What's our conversation like? An Eved who learns and sees in the house of Avraham what his conversation is like, then that is put into practical use. We can be inspired by his conversation more than we can sometimes over toiling over a piece of Gemara or some other part of the Torah. Or we can understand Yafas Sichashin Shalav the Yavas Mitarasan Shalbanim, that maybe they get it from the Torah of the children. But in either case, it means that we learn from the actions of people more so than we do from the learning and delving into the Torah itself. And I think that's a very important lesson in our society today. The way we conduct ourselves, the conversation that we have, the way we talk, what we watch, what we do, is that is so missing and has gone so amiss in our society in America today. We have glorified violence. We have made all kinds of indulgences part of our daily routine and conversation. The entertainment industry has gone so far amok, but we've absorbed it into our culture. So as rabbis, as spiritual leaders, it's incumbent upon us to lead the way in fighting this scourge of violence, of uncivil discourse that's taking place in America. In my opinion, it begins with the entertainment industry, the media. That's the source of our problems. That's what encourages this type of talk, this type of violence, this glorification of everything that's evil. Please, we got our work cut out for us. Let's get to that job. Shavua Tov, good vach. Everybody should hear good news.